Hey, have you heard the latest buzz in the boxing world? There's this wild rumor going around that Jake Paul, yes, the YouTuber turned boxer, is having a complete meltdown over the idea of fighting none other than the legendary Mike Tyson.
Not one, but two press conferences with the legend, Iron Mike Tyson. You said you're in his head. What are you sensing out of the man?
Man, he just didn't want to keep eye contact with me. He was getting mad and flustered on stage, and it's more of a sprint, so more action in a shorter amount of time. So we just got to be ready to go full speed for all 2 minutes.
Well, this is going to be his first time fighting a real fight since 2005. You really think we're going to get the dog out of Iron Mike Tyson? You're bringing it out of him?
I mean, not really, you know? And I respect Mike. He's a legend, but it's time. It's my time now. There's a reason why I have the same birthday as Custom Auto, because I'm going to teach you how to box, Mike. I'm not too worried about it. He doesn't have anything to be able to stop me. And at the end of the day, he can do whatever he wants, but I'm just going to be the better boxer on that night. But I promise, Mike, you need to go to that dark place to be able to even have a chance with me.
You think that he could last a long time with you? He can go into the later rounds, round 6, 7, and 8, if it has to be that way.
I don't think he can. I'd be surprised if he even makes it out of 2 rounds. I just have too much power, too much speed, and with my coaching staff the past year and a half, working with them every single day, I've become literally a new fighter that no one has even really been able to see, because my last 2 fights were both first-round knockouts. So I really get to put on a show here.
Body counts.
He's at 44,
Yeah.
and I'm at 6.
Yeah, he's puts.
I need a lot more fights to catch up to him. Mike's got a higher body count. Respect.
What's it going to take to catch up to that?
Man, lots of pounding. I'm gonna finish him early.
Going to finish him early.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I've not seen that it's an exhibition. I'm assuming it probably is, but what do you make of it?
Well, number one, I hope he's getting paid a hell of a lot of money, number one. Number two, do I believe it could be like a tickling competition? I think maybe Jake Paul would take advantage and think, now I'm jumping on him. Mike's around my age. He wasn't a mover when he boxed. He was an aggressive fighter. One thing you can't cheat, and that's time. And Mike's gotten older now. And of course, it's a great name to have on the scalp either way. But you've got to try and weigh it up. You've got to weigh it up. Is it worth it? If this is a fight, like it's been the big fights all along, don't do it, Mike. Don't do it, because, listen, I can get in the ring with a kid that's never had a fight before, but he's got youth, he's got energy, he's got movement, and he's run rings around you. I can usually outbox most of them because you're a bit too sharp and smart for them. But I just don't see how this works out for Mike. I won't do it. Just don't do it, man.
Do you have concerns? I know they've not put whether it's an exhibition or not, and maybe that's part of the plan to make people like what we're doing now. We're talking about it regardless.
I don't believe it'll happen. I just don't. How could it possibly happen?
Entertainment value, like you said, you referenced a tickling contest, but because they've not put that exhibition tag in, especially in the ones I've seen, I've only just seen it, then it leaves that door open to, is this legit? Do you have legitimate concerns then going into
Jake Paul, the problem child? Do you think he's going to stick to a script and just like have a little move around? I don't think he will. I just think it'll go sourly wrong. I am surprised. I heard the news exactly the same as you did, and I thought, don't do it, Mike. But then, if they're offering him ridiculous dough, he's like, I don't care what you guys think. I'm getting paid 20 mil.
With everything Mike's done, I mean, I know we've seen openly his financial problems in the past, but he seems to be doing okay, kind of thing. And what do you make of this?
I don't believe. Listen, if you're getting paid that mad kind of money, I understand it, but I just don't believe Tyson's style. Even when Tyson's style, now he's an older, slower man, he's going to benefit him. I could get away with it. I can box him, hold him, tie him up. Old man him, use the reach and everything, messing around. You've got the wisdom to do that. I just don't think Mike has. That's just my opinion.
It's got everyone talking, from hardcore boxing fans to casual viewers who just enjoy a bit of drama. Let's dive into what people are saying and why this rumor is causing such a stir. So, here's where the rumor mill kicks into high gear. According to various sources, Jake Paul has been considering taking on Mike Tyson in what would be an epic showdown. But, and this is the juicy part, he's allegedly freaking out about it. Some say he's been having second thoughts, worried about the sheer magnitude of facing a fighter of Tyson's caliber. Can you blame him? Let's break down why Jake Paul might be having this rumored meltdown. Jake Paul has built a reputation as a confident, sometimes brash personality who isn't afraid to call out anyone. But fighting Mike Tyson is a whole different ballgame. Tyson's reputation alone is enough to intimidate anyone, let alone a relatively inexperienced boxer like Jake. The pressure to not only perform but to survive in the ring with Tyson must be immense. Mike Tyson, even in his 50s, is no joke. His recent exhibition fights have shown that he still possesses incredible speed, power, and technique.
Earlier this week, Mike Tyson has been announced a return to boxing. I know in the past you said you didn't want him to fight again. You tried to talk him out of fighting again. Have you spoken to him about this one?
He gets mad when I do this, but Mike's 60, man. I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Who gives a shit what I think? It's not my fight. I love Mike Tyson, personally as a friend, and he's one of my favorite athletes of all time. I don't know. Let's see what he can go in there and put together a training camp and come in, and I don't like to see guys fighting it. We had a 31-year age difference during that fight. Just you guys know what I think of that stuff.
That said, it is on Netflix, which is a new development, right? Them getting into live sports. Obviously, you have a TV deal coming up soon.
I think that Netflix should have gotten into live sports years ago. I think they're late to the game, but they are a force. They're a force, man. And when you look at the amount of homes that they're in worldwide. You guys heard me talk about this show, Reacher? I posted about it. I love that show. I hate fucking TV. I don't watch any TV shows, hardly ever. Don't watch movies anymore. But I love the show Reacher, right? I can watch Reacher whenever I want to. I can watch it when I get home. I can watch it next week. Right? Live sports like this event tonight, you had to watch tonight. As all these massive streaming companies start to get bigger and bigger, they have to be involved in live sports.
Safe to say you'll be talking to them when your TV deal comes up?
I'm sure we'll be talking to everybody.
Almost everyone clicking on this video right now is going to be wondering, what does Tommy Fury think about breaking news just now? Mike Tyson is fighting Jake Paul on the 20th of July. So just tell me, when you first heard about this news, what was your reaction?
I mean, I haven't really got one to that, to be honest. I mean, the guy is, he's nearly 60, and I mean, I don't know. Yeah, he's probably the biggest name in boxing, that there was. But the man's also 60. I don't know what kind of conditioning. I know he looks great, but you never really know. And a 26-year-old against a 60-year-old, I don't know. I don't float my boat. So, like I say, Jake Paul's doing what Jake Paul's doing. I'm in the recovery process, and that's it. That's all I've really got to say on it. Nothing much, nothing more or less. To be honest, it is what it is, isn't it?
Do you think it'll be a real fight or an exhibition?
Nope, they'll both dance around for a little bit, and that's it. Final bell will go, both get paid, move on. That's all that'll be.
A lot was made out of rumours of you fighting Roy Jones Jr. Can it be compared?
Mate, I don't know. It's not really my thing, man. I want actual competitive, scored fights. Like, I don't really want to do the exhibitions and all that sort of stuff. I want to fight against people my own age with, ambition to win. These guys are icons, legends of the sports. Let's leave them, where they are. It is what it is, man. I don't know, because that side of the game is different to anything else, I've been involved in. So I don't know. It just depends really what avenue it's going to take. You got those type of fights, or you got the real type of fights. I don't know, mate.
Jake in the past has said that you wanted proper fights, etc. Do you think that probably suggests it may well be an exhibition?
I think so. It definitely won't be a scored fight, because I just can't see it being it. But listen, it is what it is, isn't it? I'm sure everybody's going to tune in. They're both going to make a lot of money, so good luck to them.
And how's your hand? Last question.
Yeah, the hand's all right. It's getting better every day. I think it was around about 6.5 weeks ago now. So, in my opinion, it's moving pretty fast. If you can squeeze one at the end of the year, why not? We'll see. I don't know. But everyone keep your eyes peeled. Because you never know. If it heals quick, then we'll be back on quick. But if it takes its time, then I think it's most likely to be early next year.
Any interest in Logan Paul?
No comment.
I'd say last question. If you had the option Jake Paul, Logan Paul, or KSI, if you could fight any one of them next, who would you pick?
Fight Jake, because he's the best out of all of them, and he comes to fight, doesn't he? And anybody that comes to fight against me, it makes it a more entertaining fight. KSI, never come to fight, absolute stinkfest. Logan, well, he just doesn't want to fight at all. So yeah, Jake Paul.
Jake Paul, despite his youth and recent training, might be realizing the physical challenge ahead of him. Preparing to face someone of Tyson's experience and skill could understandably lead to some serious anxiety.
If Jake Paul did land that one punch on Mike Tyson, and he did finish Mike Tyson off, I'm not saying he's going to do it, but if he did, what happens to Mike Tyson's legacy then? The younger generation that doesn't know who Mike Tyson is the way that I know him, and you probably know him, looking up to him as this living legend, this icon, one of the best to ever do it. He will be remembered by the younger generation as that guy who got knocked out by Jake Paul. Now imagine that. How bloody sad would that be?
Jake Paul's career has thrived on public perception. He's a master of social media and knows how to spin narratives in his favor. However, the thought of potentially being embarrassed or even seriously hurt by a legend like Tyson could be playing on his mind. The fear of losing in such a high-profile manner might be causing this rumored meltdown. The boxing community has had mixed reactions to these rumors. Some purists argue that Jake Paul has no business being in the ring with someone of Tyson's stature. They see it as a sideshow that detracts from the sport's legitimacy.
Used to do it to Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, people talk shit too.
On the other hand, some believe that such a fight could bring a lot of attention and new fans to boxing, thanks to Jake Paul's massive following.
Like when you lay your head down at night before you go to bed, do you think like, holy crap, July 20th, I'm getting into the ring with Iron Mike?
He's getting in the ring with me. No, but I do think about it at night, and yeah, I'm always thinking about the technique, what I'm gonna do, and how I'm gonna beat him.
I don't have a need to see Mike Tyson fight anymore. It doesn't prove anything to me, other than the only result I feel like we're all gonna get that we're gonna like is Mike Tyson knocks Jake Paul into the bleachers, because we're not gonna want to see an old man get knocked out. Nobody really wants to see that happen to our icons. And I just don't know. Like it's short rounds, it's big gloves. I don't know what his cardio is. And again, he's pushing 60. So what are we doing this for, really? Other than just to feed our greed, to feed our need to see him out there one more time. I don't get the point of it. There, we got to find somebody scarier, a little bit younger, who Jake Paul could get in there. Why didn't he fight Deontay Wilder? You want to fight somebody who's a little over the hill and fight somebody who's a heavyweight who's very scared? Why doesn't he fight Deontay Wilder if you want to do it?
With Jake?
Yeah,
we do now. But it's not always been like that.
It's always been, yeah, I can imagine.
This is my brother. Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
Taylor Tyson, we got it.
Yeah, right?
Who you got?
When is that gonna be?
November. It got rescheduled.
Well, look, Mike was fantastic, but you know, Mike's a little older now.
Yeah.
And you guys can fight.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that, but you guys can really fight, legitimately fight.
Thank you, sir.
At first I said, it's so amazing because I always thought like a UFC guy or a top, even contender would be able to win at 75 years old.
You think?
But it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
The clock is still the clock.
Yeah.
Getting ready for this big fight live on Netflix. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson.
The first ever live professional sporting event on Netflix, and Most Valuable Promotions did that in less than 3 years of business. So it's a testament to me and my partner, Nakisa. And Jesse, thanks for having me as always. And I'm going to put on a show, and I promise to my fans that I'm going to come out with a dub and do the unthinkable and show the world that no matter what the odds are, no matter if it's Mike Tyson, that in less than 4 years you can become the best in the world at something.
The media, of course, is having a field day with this. Headlines about Jake Paul's supposed meltdown are everywhere, and speculation is rampant. Is he really that scared? Or is this just another ploy to hype up a potential fight and draw in viewers? With Jake, you never really know. He's a savvy marketer and could very well be playing into these rumors to generate even more interest. Fans are divided. Jake Paul's supporters argue that he's shown he can handle tough opponents and that he deserves a chance to prove himself against Tyson. Critics, however, see this as a desperate grab for attention and believe Jake is out of his league. Social media is buzzing with debates, memes, and plenty of armchair boxing experts weighing in. If this fight were to happen, what could we expect? Here are a few scenarios. 1. Jake Paul wins. This would be a massive upset and would solidify Jake Paul's status as a serious contender in the boxing world. It would shock everyone and likely lead to even bigger fights in the future. 2. Mike Tyson wins. The more expected outcome. Tyson's victory would reinforce his legendary status and might quiet some of the criticisms of Jake Paul's boxing career. However, it could also be damaging for Jake's reputation if he's knocked out or performs poorly. 3. A close fight. If the fight is competitive, it could be a win-win for both. Jake Paul would gain respect for holding his own against a legend, and Tyson would prove that he's still got it. This could also pave the way for more high-profile exhibition matches. While it's all just rumors at this point, the idea of Jake Paul having a meltdown over fighting Mike Tyson is fascinating and speaks volumes about the current state of boxing and social media culture. Whether this fight ever happens remains to be seen, but one thing's for sure, it's got everyone talking, and in the world of Jake Paul, that's probably the point. So what do you think? Is Jake Paul really melting down, or is this just another brilliant marketing move? Only time will tell, but one thing's for certain. If this fight does happen, it's going to be one for the history books.